Alright, take 4, Rod Talk episode number, I have no idea. This is the Eutectic 112 and Ultimum. It is a tungsten carbide buildup rod used for abrasive purposes and wear resistance, and I will get to that shortly with a brief explanation of further what it is. But here is his SDS datasheet. Yeah. So, given a rundown of these 10 pages, all but like one of them are just OSHA warnings not to huff this stuff, not to breathe in the welding fumes. So, without further ado, we have tungsten carbide as 40 to 70%, iron as 10 to 30, cobalt as 3 to 7%, manganese is 1 to 5, barium carbonate 1 to 5, sodium silicate 1 to 5, potassium silicate 1 to 5, graphite 1 to 5, calcium fluoride 1 to 5, calcium carbonate 1 to 5, silicon dioxide 1 to 5, molybdenum, molybdenum. Yes, molybdenum. I know. It's like saying Worcestershire sauce. Anywho, 0.1 to 1%. Columbium, which is niobium, which is never heard of columbium it being niobium, being called columbium before. Anywho, 0.1 to 1%, and vanadium 0.1 to 1%. That is the composition of this rod. And if we go over here, that is not what I want to see. That's just recording software. Here we go. Castellan. No, I do not want to use your cookies. Eutectic Ultimum N112. There's not much about it, but it contains a high percentage of sintered tungsten carbides that impart significant abrasion and erosion resistance. Single pass deposits have full through wear resistance that reduces application cost compared to non-tungsten carbide alloys. And I found some online for used for $50 a can. So yeah, I don't think I'm getting it because they don't have a reason to wear face stuff. But I have two of them, two rods. One's a full one that's got some flux missing off it, and the other one is a partial. It's really interesting because it's a two-part rod. It has an outer sheath and a core to it. In 1 second, I'll show you that. I know I want to take a screenshot. I wanted to stop this. Hey there, this is WolfWelder69, and we're on Rod Talk episode number 29, which I literally just filmed, and I don't have any of the footage now. Isn't that fantastic? Yay, I just spent 9 minutes of my life talking about nothing to nobody. Well, that aside, I already gave you the intro to this, so we're just going to pick up where I left off. This is the rod, already mostly burnt up, because as you can see, I was already doing the filming. So, yeah. It's a black rod, 3 red stripes, and this is the fancy little double core on it, which won't focus. If you think about it hard enough, it might. Too bad there isn't a macro option for videos instead of this macro zoom option for the camera taking pictures. I hate this so much. You know what? I can't even give my viewers a decent experience. There it is. See that? It's a dual core electrode. It's got outside sheath and inner core. Tungsten carbide. Pretty interesting. And what's over here? Don't you dare. Are the welds. So yeah, that's it. That's the welds. Tungsten carbide welds. And I already tested them with a center punch, which also won't come into focus. It's Craftsman center punch, and it flattened up the punch and did not leave a single mark on these. So yes, these are very abrasion resistant. Just like advertised. Could have had a much longer episode, even though it was short compared to what they usually are. But No. So now you endure me welding this again. Not that you missed out anything on the first time. Except for the fact that I had to long arch the rods because they were very finicky, and 140 amps is not quite enough to run them. But it was apparently enough to melt them sufficiently. So without further ado, let's get into that, and we are recording. Yes, we are. You've never seen a Raw Talk episode of this sort before. Actually, you haven't seen any Raw Talk episodes because chances are, for the 47 people to see this and who aren't subscribed, which would be awesome if you did like and subscribe to the channel, that would help me grow. You haven't seen any other Raw Talk episodes. It'd be nice if you did. Just kind of give a catch up of what's going on here. Fortunately, I already did a prelude to this, giving details about this rod. So, yeah. Well, we're coming up on the area where it's missing flux. That's when sputter, isn't it? You hear the sharp tinking sound like a metal cracking or cooling or whatever. It's really interesting how it pulses. What kind of burning on the end? Interesting. Well, why don't we just finish this thing up, huh? Already got most of it welded out. Let's just finish welding the rod. I'm never going to get any of these again, but at least I know what they are. Top of the line hard finishing rod. Try about as hard as you can get. Look at that, still keeps cooking after you're done. Pretty interesting. And it's stuck in the jaws. Let's go. Thank you. Probably it stopped recording after it fell off the grinder about 3 times. Lots of smoke. 1.1 zoom, 1 time zoom. There we go. With slag on. Pretty ugly looking. And the welds underneath won't be much prettier, but it will be something. Not that much. No. Starting to fall off again. At least this time I want to get some footage. That would be epic. Yeah. Good grief, smells like sulfur. Alrighty then, that is what we're looking at. pretty ugly weave, but I had a pretty kind of slow, erratic, sputtering arc. Probably because I had a lower amperage, 140 amps, which isn't too terrible. But if you're hard facing something, that would do just fine, honestly. If you're building up. You're building up. Whenever you're hard facing, it's not always going to be pretty. You're just globbing on metal, trying to make it pretty decent, and making sure it's a good, solid base you're working on. We're going for a center punch. We do a center punch test. If I have any left, I think all of my center punches have been flattened at this point by one means or another. That's Craftsman. I got it out of an old toolbox. We'll revert to that if nothing else. I really got to go through these and, put tips on all of them again. Here we go. This is a Mayhew center punch. Moment of truth. And unfortunately, this is all the better angle you're going to get. I used to have a phone stand. It was really nice. Until it stopped working. You know what? You're just going to spectate the bolt cutters. Because that's what good phones do. But it's black. I can't see. Well, if you've ever used center punch before, you should know how they work. And since the camera won't focus over there, we're going to go back to here to focus on this and show you the tip of this is flattened. But also, after several strikes on this, you can see that there's absolutely no marks from the center punch, meaning this is a very tough, hard-facing alloy. Sintered tungsten, huh? Yep. Pretty interesting. What? Alright, that wraps it up. If you find this interesting, like, subscribe, share, all the other fun stuff. It wasn't a very long Raw Talk episode in comparison to most of them. But take what I can get. I have more than enough rods to give me plenty of content down the line. Just been working overtime a lot, so it's been really busy. Oh yeah. Before we leave, like my wall decor? I like my wall decor. Alright, Wolf Floater 69 out. Have a good one.